I'm gonna be entirely honest here. It was really difficult to pick something through my extensive list of favorite things. But wait, I promise there's something I could use. What do I have more than anything else in my room? Oh yeah, guess that works. Since the dawn of time, around the early to mid 90s, fighting games started to grow popular, with games like the iconic Street Fighter II, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken taking stage. These three games have been considered the holy trinity of fighting games, being the safest go-to games in terms of character design, gameplay, and being considered the foundation of what future fighting games could, would, and should be. Some have come and gone as time marches forward. Heck, some games like Guilty Gear have even been considered to butt their way into the Trinity after some shifty business actions. But regardless, fighting games have always been a fun and interesting way to compete one player over the other for years and years. And when you pit one player against the other, eventually one is going to say they're better than the other. And with that, competitions were being held. Big events like EVO and so many others spawned out of the sheer love of the game and for the competition. Iconic moments in fighting game history have even been spawned, even like moments like the iconic EVO Moment 37, otherwise known as the Daigo Parry.
Rare footage of Daigo actually angry. Justin's turtle style. Overcome Rao. Now on the verge of putting Daigo down 1-0.
And things like this got so big, even the developers of that very game later added a trial to the console release of Street Fighter 3 as a challenge to let players recreate this very moment in fighting game history. Video games have changed lives. Some people living very successful lives, like Max, or otherwise known as Maximilian Dude on YouTube, making content and competing in fighting games. But why do I love it? Since I was young, I was always aware, but not really involved. My uncle beat me in games like Mortal Kombat 9 and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and yeah, let's not talk about it. It wasn't very proud. Wasn't a very proud moment for me. Anyway, when I got older, most notably in late middle school and early high school, I started catching on to it through none other than Super Smash Bros. This game introduced me to a ton of things I wasn't aware of, besides the absurdly absurd character roster. Holy hell. And through this, I was introduced to Street Fighter and tried out Street Fighter 4, and I wasn't a big fan and realized it was one of the less beginner-friendly installments, but no matter. I still had Smash Bros. And who's this? Why does he look so cool? And where is this music coming from? Terry Bogard. He was introduced to Smash, and since then, I was obsessed. The design, the voice, the sick moves, this character alone opened my world up to way more fighting games I'd never even heard of. A whole new franchise. King of Fighters, Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury? After this, my view on fighting games changed and left me obsessed. I grew more into martial arts and anime through this, and nowadays I still keep up on a lot of things fighting games. It's really, it's been a very close part of my life, honestly. I've made a lot of friends through it. Heck, I actually still keep in touch with a friend that I used to work with. You know, I play Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Guilty Gear Strive, sometimes I brush up in Smash Bros, Brawlhalla, King of Fighters 15, yes, there's that many games, and sometimes I'll blow off some dust and play Injustice, Marvel vs. Capcom, or let's not talk about it. But what makes them so important? They're just games where you punch people in the face and see who wins, right? Oh, I'm sorry. That was. I hated that. To some, that might have come off as an insult, but my friend, I'm here to elaborate. You didn't know, and that's okay. It's just a very one-dimensional way of looking at it. Fighting games, to myself and others, are a game of extreme chess. So many terms have been made throughout fighting game history, like neutral, pokes, fireballs, being plus or minus, and so many more. A whole friggin' glossary was even made for it. Some moves go overhead, some go lower in the middle, some are grabs, some are projectiles, some are counters. You name it. Using the right move in the right moment matters, and there's a lot of strategy involved in memorization of flowcharts and combos if certain situations happen. It's like playing a piano. If you bang on the keys, it'll make sound, but not quite a pleasant melody. But once you slow down, learn what each key does and what it can do, you can start to make an amazing song. It takes time, practice, and a bit more brain power in studying, like any other school subject or any other topic. It's fun to practice or look online for new combos or even just play some of the story in arcade mode. Even better when I'm playing against friends. Heck, some benefits of competitive fighting even include things like goal setting, whether it be learning some new turns or techs, or a new combo, or even moving up a rank online or in tournaments. It even teaches you to take losses, since you feel them so much harder in fighting games where it's never a team game. It's about you, with your own skills and knowledge being put to the ultimate test. Whether you take it to heart and rage like so many other new players tend to do, or be humble and take advantage of watching replays or taking advanced advice to improve yourself. The easiest way to get into these is to look around. Find something that appeals to you. Some games like Smash Bros. You can jump in and play without knowing. But any game rewards you for taking your time and learning even just the basics. No big combos are needed to get good. In a game of chess or any of these fighting games, brains beats brawn. And to learn about fighting terms, like I said, there's a whole glossary online like I mentioned before, but to find what games interest you, YouTube is amazing at showing what's out there. With their tournament replays to introduce people playing games to introduce characters to you, and so much more. The world of fighting games is your oyster, waiting for you to take a crack at it. New, old, modern, or retro, a game is a game. Just remember to have fun, and it's okay to lose the battle. Either online or offline, the challenge is what makes it interesting. So, tell me, are you ready for the next battle?
Our destiny is my connection.